Hello students, a very good evening to all of you. The lesson which I have taken today for discussion is from the geography part. The lesson number is 4 and the title of the lesson is Maps. In this lesson Maps, we shall be learning about what are maps, what or why do we need maps, the different type of maps. We shall also learn the components of map, which include scale, direction and symbols, sketch and plan. Students, in my last geography class, which was on the lesson Globe, a model of the earth, I have discussed about how a globe, being a spherical model of the earth, help us in getting ideas about the size of different countries, about the idea about the land and water distribution on the earth, and we also understand about the time difference that exists in different countries, and that also with the help of latitude and longitudes. So we can say that a globe can be very useful when we want to study the planet Earth as a whole. But when we want to study only a part of the earth, like if we want to learn in detail about any country, state, district, towns and villages, the globe, it is not of much help to us, and in such cases we can use the help of a map. Before I continue with the lesson, let us go through a quick history about the map. The word map is derived from the Latin word mappo, which means a napkin. So a map is something which can be folded and can be carried easily with us. Now the first people who first made maps were the Babylons, and that was probably more than 2600 years ago. And these maps, like now we see maps that are being drawn on paper or in the atlas books, but before it was not like that. Maps were handmade by people, and it was not like the maps that we see today. And those maps, as they were made handmade, it was made by using brush and parchment, and it gave a rough picture. Okay, it was not accurate, but it used to give a rough picture of the things that we wanted to know about, or the places that we wanted to know about. And the people who studies maps or give a clear accuracy of the map are known as cartographics. So cartography is study of map. So if we want to know what is a map, we can describe in simple word like a map is a drawing of the earth or a part of it on a flat surface according to scale. And a collection of map is called as atlas. And maps provide us much more information than a globe can provide us. Now let me tell you here, like just as dictionary is very helpful for us in knowing the meaning of new words, similarly atlas of the world map is also very informative and useful for us, not only in the study of geography subject in the school life, but it also helps us in increasing our general knowledge. Like if we go through the world map, if we go through the atlas books, okay, we shall know which place is located in which part of the world or country. We might have heard the name of some places which we do not know even exist. So if we go through the atlas map, we will be able to locate them, also know about them, and not only them, but we will be able to know about new places, names of new places or countries, and this will in turn help us in locating different places and also increase our general knowledge on the topic. Now let us discuss about the different components of a map. The different components include scale, direction and symbols, sketches and plan. Let us first discuss the sketch component of a map. Sketch is nothing but it is a rough drawing of an area to show the location of a particular place. For example, when we are suddenly required or you are in emergency and you want to call a doctor, but you have never been to the doctor's house, you don't have his phone number. So what will you do at that time? You will call up one of your friend who knows the place where the doctor live. You will be given some hints as to how to reach the place. Okay, so your friend, he will give you a rough drawing of the area to reach the doctor's house. So the rough drawing, which is a freehand drawing and it doesn't require any scale, means it without using the scale, the drawing which is being made by your friend to show you the way to the doctor's house is a sketch map. Thus, a sketch map is of a great value in our day-to-day life. The next component that we will discuss is plan. What happens is that while making a building or a house or a colony, you may like to know greater details about a small area, like you want to know about the dimension of the room, like how much is the length or the breadth of the room. So these things cannot be shown in a map. I mean, the dimension, which is the length and the breadth of the room, cannot be shown in a map. So it is at this time that drawings are drawn to scale and call a plan, which means that in order to show the length and breadth, that is the dimension of the rooms, we will be required to use the scale. So it will show the position of the various rooms, etc., and their dimensions. Students, like I told earlier, that a globe is a spherical model of the earth, perfect representation of our planet earth, but it is not convenient to carry the globe wherever we take it. And if we want to study only a part of the earth, like a country or a state or village, the globe, it doesn't help us much. In this case, it is the map that is of much use to us and can help us in learning in details about the place. Moreover, as it is inconvenient to carry a globe wherever we go, so we need a map. The different types of maps that exist can be of different kinds. Like the first one can be the physical maps, second is the political maps, and the third one is the thematic maps. The first one, physical map. Physical map shows the natural features of the earth, such as the mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, oceans, etc. So physical map, it shows all the natural features of the earth. The second one, which is the political map, it shows cities, towns and villages of different countries and states of the world along with their boundaries. In short, a political map is nothing but the things or boundaries that is being man-made through their politics. The third, which is the thematic map, it focuses on specific information such as roads, maps, rainfall maps showing the distribution of forests, industries, population, etc. Is known as the thematic map. Next, we'll understand about the making of maps. Maps are developed through aerial photography, in which special cameras are mounted on the aeroplanes. It takes pictures in a vertically downward position, and then also from different points on the flight, in order to obtain a three-dimensional picture of the area. After the pictures are being taken, the cartographers then build upon these maps and fills up the main features in the landscape. Regarding the aerial photography, you can refer to page number 24. You can see a figure being given, figure number 4.3. You can refer to that and you can understand how the aerial photography and map are developed from it. Nowadays, it is easier to take the aerial photography of the landscape, and people, they are using drone. You might know about that drone, which makes it easier. Instead of getting on the aeroplane, instead of molding special cameras on the aeroplane, you can just use this instrument drone if you want to capture or if you want to view the landscape of a particular area. The next topic of discussion is distance. So by distance, maps are drawing which reduces a larger portion of land which can be fitted on a sheet of paper, and this reduction is done very carefully so that the distance between the place is real, and it is possible only with a small distance on a paper represents a large distance on the ground. Therefore, a scale is chosen. Scale can be defined as a ratio between the actual or the real distance on the ground and the distance shown on the map. Here I was set an example, like if we are drawing the map of India, if we are drawing it on a small paper, then we want it to be real. By real, I mean that if the real distance of any place, say for example, if the distance between Tittabor and Jorhat is 200 meter, we can use the scale 1 centimeter as being 200 meter. So here 1 centimeter is equal to 200 meter, which tells us that the distance of 1 centimeter on the map is in reality. Map drawing is possible if we use the correct ratio, which is the scale. And if we know the scale, we can calculate the distance between any two places on the maps. You might have noticed that whenever we look at the map of different countries, or if you look at the map on the atlas, you will see on the right hand top corner there is some scale being given, which shows, like for example, 1 centimeter is equal to 500 meter or 500 kilometers. So it denotes that 500 meter is actually 1 centimeter in the map. Moreover, there are large and short scale maps. Large scale maps are used to show continents or countries on paper. When large scale like continents or countries are shown on paper, then we use a smaller scale. 5 centimeter on the map shows as 500 kilometer on the ground. It is a small scale map. But when a small area like a village or a town is shown on the paper, then we use a large scale. Like 5 centimeter on the map shows 500 meter only on the ground. It is called as large scale. Large-scale maps give us more information than a small-scale map. The next component of the map is direction. We all know that there are four major directions. They are north, east, south, and west. These four directions are also known as cardinal points. Along with the cardinal points or the four major directions, we have other intermediate directions like northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. When we look at the map, most of the map uses an arrow mark with the letter N, capital N, at the upper right hand corner. This N denotes the direction north. But it is not always possible for us to locate a place on a map with reference to some other points by just saying that it is to the north or to the south. So for that, let me cite an example like if you want to locate a place, if you are in a new place and you want to know you are in which direction, then you can do one thing. You all know the sun rises in the east, so you can face towards the east, okay, and you know that is the east side. So if you are standing in the east side, then the back of your portion will be the west direction, the right hand side will be the north, and the left hand side will be the north direction, and the right hand side of yours will be the south direction. In olden days, people took the help of compass in order to know the direction, and in the compass it always shows the north and west direction. So it was easier for them to locate the place according to the compass. Nowadays things are easier for us. Even we can use our mobile phone to locate a place. We have been given apps like Google Maps in our mobile phones. If you want to locate a particular place, you can just open the app and you are being directed to that place. So things are much more easier for us nowadays. The next component of a map is symbols. Symbols are of two types, real symbols and conventional symbols. Symbols are the third important component of a map. Since it is not possible to draw buildings, roads, bridges, trees, railway lines, temples, post office, etc., so they are shown by using certain letters or colors or pictures and lines. And this gives us a lot of information in a limited place. So, if you are visiting a big city or you are traveling over a long distance on your own using your own vehicle or your motorbike, so this kind of symbols are very informative for you. If you do not know the language of the area in which you are traveling, and therefore you cannot communicate with anyone or ask anyone for direction, you can collect information from maps through the help of these symbols, and it will make your task more easier to navigate the places through these symbols. And it is also these symbols are also used for surveying purposes also. Map is a universal language that can be understood by all the people, irrespective of whatever language or region you belong to. It is a universal language that can be understood by each and every person. There is an international agreement regarding the use of these symbols, and these are called as conventional symbols. And beside these conventional symbols, the map also follow a universal color code. Like the blue color is used for water bodies like rivers, lakes, seas and oceans. The plains are shown in green. Shades of browns are used to show mountains and highlands. And generally A legend on the map explains the color code used in the map, and with the help of this legend it becomes easier to know how deep the waters are or how high are the mountain ranges. So in this way, this conventional symbols helps us in knowing about the details of a certain places that we are going to visit. Lastly, the uses of maps. When we are traveling to an international country, it is not possible for us to carry the globes. Even though the globes are a perfect representation or true representation of the earth, it is not possible for us to carry the globe wherever we go. So it is at this point of time that the map are very useful for us, because it is drawn on a flat paper or a flat cloth, and it is much more easier for us and convenient for us to carry with us anywhere we go. Now next, the map that we have in the atlas. It means a collection of maps. Okay, so these maps that are being drawn in the atlas books are drawn through projection, and even though the earth is spherical in shape, it has which has been flattened for the convenience of the study. So in the world map, in the atlas, it shows how the spherical surface have been flattened for us to study in a more convenient way. And lastly, as the maps are of different type, like political map, if you want to know about a particular country or state, it is known as political map. It can be, you can refer to the symbols that are being used in order to show how the boundaries are being made. Like for the international boundaries, it can show broken line interspaced with dashes. Then the state boundaries, it can be shown as broken lines. Then adjacent country shown on the map, so that one can have an idea of the country's immediate neighbors. Then the national capitals are shown with two concrete circles, and the inner circle is shaded. So if you want to know more about the symbols that are being used while drawing a map, such maps are you can turn to page number 26 and look at figure 4.5, which says conventional signs and symbols. So these signs and symbols are universal, and it is used in each and every maps that you see in the atlas map, and it is much more easier for you to know the detail of a particular place if you know the signs and symbols that are being given in this figure. It will make it much more easier for locating a place, or in order to know which is the political boundary, or the forest area, or the railway line, or any post office. So these symbols can be very beneficial and informative for you. So students, in this lesson we have learned about maps. We have also learned why we need maps, what are the different type of maps, and we have also learned the different components of maps, like scales, direction and symbols, sketch and plan. So for today we will stop the session here. We'll continue with the session in the next class. Thank you.